He's out.
They have called strike three. Wow! This is mayhem!
Now, we've seen some crazy endings to baseball games. Wild pitches, passed balls, balks, errors, inside the park, homers, tons of different ways to end baseball games. But one thing we've never seen is how the Braves and Red Sox opening day of spring training ended. The game ended in a 6-6 tie. It's the bottom of the ninth, with the bases loaded, a 3-2 count, and the batter is called out for a pitch clock violation. In other words, for not being in the box with his gaze on the pitcher with 8 seconds on the new pitch clock. Now, what really happened is interesting and also a bit confusing. Let's watch the play right here, and then let's talk about it.
Could have rung him up easily. Uh-oh.
And now what?
He's out.
They have called strike three. Wow! This is mayhem! Oh! Automatic strike three called with the bases loaded in a tie game in the bottom of the ninth. This is baseball in 2023.
Okay, so first, let's go over a few quotes after the game. This is on The Athletic. So it wasn't just fans that were confused. It was honestly everyone on the field, everyone in the dugout. First quote here from the Red Sox pitcher. He said, "Honestly, I had no idea what was going on. I thought I screwed up. I thought I walked in the run and the game was over, but then he was out. And I was a little jumpy. I even kind of paused walking off the mound like, is he out? Is the game over? What's going on?" Now, the tough part here is what we don't see. At this point, when the camera flashes, we have the umpire pointing at the batter right here, who's jogging down the first base line because he thinks he just walked. He thought it was a violation on the pitcher for not pitching the ball in time because the clock ran out. But he's actually about to find out here that, no, you're actually out. And the game, he says, me? This guy doesn't know what's going on. But he says, I'm out? You got to be kidding me. So what happened was, what we weren't able to see, and there's a quick look at the pitch clock right there, even though it says 2:15 right now. So what happened was, if we rewind, which we weren't able to see, is that the catcher was standing at the 8-second mark. And so the hitter was confused, and he was kind of looking back at the catcher, and that's when the call was made. So if we look at the quotes, so Marrero, the Red Sox catcher, was standing up and he was signaling to the infielders that there was a play to first base. And while he was standing up and doing this, the hitter was looking back at him. So his eyes were not on the pitcher. So now the clock's starting to tick down, and the pitcher wasn't sure if he could deliver the ball in time because the catcher wasn't squatted. So here's some more quotes. It says, now this is the hitter for Atlanta, Connolly. He said, the umpire said I was looking down. I was looking down at the catcher as he was standing up, not really sure if the pitcher was ready to go, but the catcher definitely wasn't. So then he was asked why he started to trot down the first base, and he said, because the pitcher and the catcher, and this says we're ready to go, so I thought it was ball 4. I think it meant weren't ready to go. So he doesn't think the pitcher and catcher are ready to go. He thought it was on the pitcher and catcher for not being ready to throw and not on him. He thinks it's ball 4. He thinks they won the game. Then it turned out it was the opposite, which sucked, but you can't do anything about it now. And then you even have Alex Cora, manager of the Red Sox, said, I thought it was going to be against us, to be honest with you. I was like, we're late, but we weren't, I guess. And then according to a major league source familiar with the rule, this was the correct call because the catcher is merely required to be positioned in the box with 9 seconds remaining on the timer. And as long as the catcher is in the box, the source said, it doesn't matter if he's squatting, standing, or standing upside down. So literally the catcher can be doing anything he wants. He just needs to be in the catcher's box. He can be dancing, he can be distracting the hitter, he can be doing whatever he wants, but as long as he's there, then as a hitter, you just have to have your eyes focused out on the pitcher. And if his eyes were out on the pitcher, well then he probably does end up walking because the catcher wasn't ready, the pitcher therefore wasn't ready, the clock is going to run out, and the game is going to end with a violation on the pitcher and the catcher, or really I guess on the pitcher for not delivering the pitch in time. So quickly, I have a few thoughts on this. First, thankfully this happened in spring training and not in the regular season because there could be a fist fight. Imagine if this was a playoff game and instead of ending in a tie, which it wouldn't, it would go to extra innings, but pretend you're down by 1 as the offense, and this would have tied the game, but instead you lose the game because of this. There's probably going to be a fight on the field. Now, I'm not against the pitch clock. I think the players are going to adjust, but I'm scared that a game is going to be decided because a hitter is a second late looking at the pitcher, and I don't think anyone wants to see a game end in this manner. So what are your thoughts on the pitch clock? Do you like it so far or not? Definitely games are moving faster. One thing is the announcers are bringing a lot of attention to it, so it becomes a little distracting as a viewer of the game. I think that eventually goes away, but every time a game starts and you watch it, the announcers are like, and there goes the pitch clock, and it's ticking down. And you know, it starts to give you like this anxiety, which, again, eventually that's not going to happen, I don't think. I hope they stop bringing attention to it as we get more accustomed to seeing it. But I don't want to be watching games and have the clock starting to tick down and have the announcers going, and he's got 2 seconds, and he's got 1 second, because that's going to really bother me. So hopefully it can be part of the game, and it can speed up the game, but we're not constantly calling out and bringing attention to what the clock is doing every single at bat. So let me know your thoughts below, if you like it, if you don't like it, and anything else, and we can discuss down there. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and we'll talk to you later.